Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. Today I am updating my journals again, starting with my movie journal. I'm making a spread for Meet Joe Black, which is a really strange movie I watched. It was free on YouTube. And to start, I always really like to have the movie poster in my spreads for my movies, but all of them were so ugly. Like the American release movie poster, it was just so ugly. So I found the Japanese one. I was like, this one's okay. I like the composition of it, and so I decided to just make it black and white. It kind of almost made it look like a newspaper print ad or something like that kind of color. And then I also added this cute little Tuxedo Sam memo sheet. I love it so much. I knew I wasn't going to have like a ton to write about this movie because it was just strange. So when I was making this spread, I knew I didn't need to leave like a bunch of writing area, and so I used this green plaid background. I love that shade of green, like a true, like a springy green, like a lime green. That's probably my favorite shade of green other than like sage green or like a dark forest green. And I feel like it looks really good and really complementary with blues and pinks as well. And I just felt like the spread could be decorated really simply because there really wasn't much to the movie that I wanted to incorporate into this spread. Oh, I should tell you about the movie. So basically, Brad Pitt's character, he is Death. Like, that is his character, and he goes to visit Anthony Hopkins' character, and he's basically like, hey, like, your time's up out of here, but he wants to experience human life. I don't really know why. Like, Death is literally Death, and Death has been Death forever. Are you telling me, like, just now Death has decided it wants to know about human beings? I don't really quite understand that even. And anyway, he being Death, ends up falling in love with Anthony Hopkins' character's daughter. It's so strange. It's not really a love story. It's not good. And it's also really, really long. Like, I think it was 3 hours long. It was free on YouTube, so I was like, oh, why not? But it was just not, it wasn't worth my time. And on top of that, I just didn't quite understand, like, what was the message of the movie? What was I supposed to take from it? There was nothing. I feel like maybe if it had been more about, like, Death himself, like, experiencing life more, as opposed to, like, having a romance randomly, maybe that would have been better. Or maybe if it would have been, like, more like Anthony Hopkins' character, kind of, like, reflecting on his life more, that would have been better. Also, Anthony Hopkins' character had an odd relationship with his daughters. I really did not, I did not enjoy the father-daughter dynamic. I thought that was strange. But I will say, at the end of the movie, there's like a big birthday party scene, and I absolutely loved the gowns. Gorgeous gowns, seriously. I thought that the two daughters, they both looked so stunning. I just loved their dresses so much. It was almost worth sitting through 3 hours of a boring movie to see those dresses. They were so gorgeous. I think this movie came out in 1998, and maybe like that has something to do with it, but I think the main reason why it was so weird is because it is based on a screenplay. Oh my goodness, I absolutely hate movies based on screenplays, adapted from screenplays. They are always so weird. Like, the way the characters speak, the dialogue, it's always so unnatural. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Like, it would be one thing if it was like Shakespeare, like if you've ever seen My Own Private Idaho, like something like that is really fun to me, but just any old screenplay, no thank you. I get duped into it every single time. Like, every single time I get duped into watching a movie that is based on a screenplay. But anyway, at least this spread turned out really cute. I actually really, really like it. Oh, I also wanted to mention that February label. It's one of those Canva elements you can't change the colors of, but I added a filter over it, and I love how it turned out, that yellow and kind of like a navy blue. I did the same thing with the date as well. That's just a little random tip for you, because sometimes when I'm making these spreads, I forget about the filters as well. I'm just writing my favorite, and I use favorite very loosely, favorite quote from the movie, just a quote I found the weirdest in the movie actually, and then I'm coloring in my star rating, and this is finished. Next is a spread for my reading journal, and as you can see, it is almost entirely done. Sorry about that. I wasn't sure if I liked this, but I ended up being like, you know what, it's fine. What I did was I found a Glossier bag. I'm sure you recognize that because there was just something about this book that kind of reminded me of like how makeup brands will talk about like, oh, our cult favorite. I don't know, it reminded me of it. And so I thought I would use it, even though that's kind of not really realistic to a spread. And as you know, I like to make my spreads look more realistic, but I just kind of couldn't help myself. Like, I wanted to add it for some reason. And these cute Hello Kitty memo sheets, and it really like broke up the spread in a way that I felt like was kind of awkward in terms of writing my thoughts about the book. but it ended up turning out okay. Since I didn't show you the process, I'll explain the layers. On the left side, I added a pastel blue wallpaper, and on the right is that crumpled blue and red graph paper I use a lot, which is another item I can't find on Pinterest again. I'm still looking though, don't worry, I'm still looking. And then I used one of the Canva templates that looks like a torn piece of paper, and I added that green starry wallpaper. I adjusted the color of it slightly because I wanted it to match the green stripe on the book cover. Then I added this really cute purple Hello Kitty memo note, which I actually cropped the bottom off of, and it's a shame because it has Mimi, Hello Kitty, and Fifi on it, and they're all wearing the same crossbody purse and they're holding hands. It's so cute. I wish I didn't have to crop it, but I needed the space. Then I added the book cover and some washi tape, and then the memo on the right side, which I used it because it had a lot of blank space for writing. Then I found the Glossier bag, as I was telling you. I added some Karopi stickers, and that's exactly where I was when I began this spread. Oh, I really recommend this book, by the way, especially if you like analyzing the way we communicate in society, whether it be like interpersonally or how ads target us or things politicians say. All of that is kind of relevant, I think, when reading this book. So I definitely recommend it. After finishing writing my thoughts, this spread is done. The next spread is my absolute favorite out of this whole entire video. It's for my archive journal. It is a spread for Lunar New Year, and I found this thing on Pinterest. The artwork of the girl is definitely from Domi's World, I think is what it's called, but around it, it looks like someone added some Hehe Club stickers. So I thought that was really cute. I was like, you know what? I like this. Even though I don't know who edited this and uploaded it on Pinterest, but I really like it, and I really wanted to use some Thence little memo sheets in this. What happened to Thence? I feel like it kind of fell off, even though it was so popular. When was that? 2020, 2021? Thence was so popular. But I love the bright and bold colors, and I thought it would look really good with the artwork. Also, as you can see, I found this cute little work of Hello Kitty eating some ice cream, and she's dressed in a little dragon outfit, and of course it's the year of the dragon, so I wanted to use that so badly. Actually, that's what inspired this whole entire Lunar New Year spread, was that little Hello Kitty dragon. And I just went into Sketchbook and kind of erased around it so it would have a little white border so that it would look like a sticker. I also recently found these stickers from Mini Super Sticker Club, I think it is. Mini Super Sticker Club. They're so cute. They're it's not holographic, but kind of. I don't know what you call that. And I love them so much. I think that they have a really nice color palette, and they fit in so well with this spread, so I was so excited to use them. Actually, I need to remove the background of it so I can use the little magical bug stickers in the middle. I used the square ones, which are such a perfect shape. They fit in so perfectly in so many spreads. And I also think the illustrations are so good and that those will match so many of my spreads. Honestly, this is probably the best sticker sheet I've ever found on Pinterest. I'm just adding some glittery star stickers per usual. Also, I wanted to add little doodles in the Thence calendar to show that it was Lunar New Year, and I couldn't find one that I liked, so I added some birthday cakes because it was some of my K-pop idols' birthdays this week, or that week I should say, and I just used a cute little hand heart for Saturday for Lunar New Year because there was nothing else that really matched. And I thought that turned out well. I just changed the colors of them to match with the overall look of the spread, the pinks, the yellows, the blues. I think all of it turned out really well. I love this overall color palette in general, and I really think this is one of my favorite spreads that I've made thus far. And hopefully I'll listen to my fortune and everything will be okay in the year of the dragon. I decided that because the spread turned out really pretty, I didn't want to ruin my handwriting, so I decided to type up what I wanted to say on Canva. Again, just using one of the fonts that I think has kind of a handwriting feel. My fortune this year, honestly, I feel like it's kind of the same every year, but specifically I think this year, I can't remember exactly what it said now, but something about I'm in opposition to something. I'm not sure. I don't remember. I don't know the details, but basically that means I need to be even more careful, especially with my health. I'm honestly such a risk-averse person that honestly I don't even really, I don't need that kind of advice because I'm always staying out of things, but it can't hurt, I guess, to have a reminder, be careful of my health. And also, I feel like the first bit of my fortune, basically don't be stubborn and kind of let things happen. Maybe if they don't happen on a path that you don't want them to, be open-minded to other ways. I feel like I really needed to hear that. Anyway, the spread is so cute. I love it. It's seriously, I think it might be my favorite spread I've ever made. I don't know. This next spread is also for my archive journal. It's for Valentine's Day, kind of. My best friend always sends me cards for different holidays, so I found this cute Hello Kitty. It looks like it's an envelope, but I'm guessing it's a stationery set, and I decided to use that, as well as just a random, it looks like maybe an advertisement for some Animal Crossing keychains. but my best friend really loves Animal Crossing, so I thought I would use that because it would remind me of her. The main point of this spread is actually that Hello Kitty sticker sheet. It is a sticker sheet. It's kind of like jelly, I guess. It's a jelly sticker sheet. And y'all, when I tell you, I erased the background by hand. In Sketchbook, I took the eraser tool and erased around every single one of those little stickers by hand. Just insanity. I think it took me maybe 2 hours. I'm not sure. I was listening to an audiobook at first and then I didn't really like it. So then I was just watching YouTube. Oh my gosh, I don't know how long it took me because I didn't want to look at the time. But it was well worth it. Of course, at first I tried to just remove the background on remove.bg, but it just didn't turn out right. Like chunks were missing. It just didn't look good. And I was like, I'm going to have to do this by hand. Like I'm either not going to use this or I'm going to have to do it by hand. It was so worth it. I'm so happy that I took the time to do it. It's one of my favorite things now. And again, like I only had to do it that one time. It took me 2 hours that one time, but now I can use this cute jelly sticker sheet forever. It has Fifi, it has Thomas. Like I love it so much. It was definitely worth the effort. But just a heads up, if you decide that you want to use that, it might require a little bit of additional effort, but I swear it's worth it. The interesting thing about this spread actually is that it went through a lot of changes, and ultimately I decided that it would be best if it were simple. Like I removed so many items from the spread and I was like, it actually just looks better with a minimum amount of decorations. I don't know why, I just feel like it looked better like this. Now is a good time to mention this is actually the last spread I screen recorded because my iPad was kind of fed up with me for trying to edit 3 videos at once. I keep checking my storage space and it's fine, but I felt like I couldn't make this video any longer, unfortunately, so I'm sorry about that. But I'll show all the spreads that I made without you. And of course, I'll have all the items I used for those spreads in my Pinterest board as well. It's always linked in the description box now. I didn't screen record me writing it, but as you'll see in a second, I had a lot of space for doodles and that made me really happy. I think the spread turned out really cute. I've already added my spreads to my journal, so now I'll show you some close-ups of everything I made. Starting with the spread for Cultish, I ended up adding a little speech bubble next to Hello Kitty, plus that label that says notes. Next is a spread I made for that manga series I've been loving, Happy at the End. Look at the Mappu diary page I found on Pinterest. It's so cute. Actually, I found not one, but 2 Mappu diary pages. I'll definitely have to use the other one sometime. It's a really simple spread, but it allowed me the space to write a lot. And also, look at this keychain. I feel like I always see cool keychains like this from the Korean otaku vloggers I watch. Per usual, I drew some shadows around it on Sketchbook so that it looks more like it's lying on the page as much as possible. Also, I still didn't color in the star ratings on my other spreads. Oh my goodness. I really will do it this time, I swear. Next up is my movie journal. I'm also now realizing I should have colored in my challenge page at the front, but I didn't do that either. Also, I'll probably show close-ups of this spread again in my video about all my favorite Canva items. It has a lot of good examples. Next is the spread I made for the movie Maybe I Do. Probably the worst rom-com I've ever seen, if that's possible. I'd like to know if anyone else has been sucked into the Emma Roberts rom-com black hole. Like, I watch the new one she's in every time. Almost everything in this spread is something I repeated from older ones except for the ribbon wallpaper. I put absolutely no effort into this because I just didn't like the movie that much. And finally, my archive journal. Pretend you didn't see that spread at the end. I'll talk about it in another video. It's not even finished, but I didn't feel like moving it out of my journal before screen recording this. Anyway, I'm still obsessed with my Lunar New Year spread. I added another one of those square stickers at the bottom of the page because it looked a little empty, and that ended up being perfect. Next is my spread for a manhwa called Dive. I'm thinking maybe I should move this to my reading journal? I don't know. Dive is a BL manhwa that I kept up with weekly, but it finally came to an end, so I mainly wanted to remember when I finished it, not really write my thoughts about it. Maybe I'll duplicate it and keep it in both journals. I'm not sure. I love the jellyfish artwork I found on Pinterest so much. It's so pretty. There's a lot of water imagery in the story because the main character used to be a competitive swimmer, so I thought it fit perfectly. The other new item I used is this blue ribbon wallpaper I found on Pinterest, and it's really, really cute. Next is my snail mail spread. Oh my gosh, snail mail spread. That's hard to say. I can't stop looking at the jelly stickers. I'm so happy that I took the time to remove the background from them by hand. Also, when I was making this, you might have seen, I added a crumpled piece of paper over the Animal Crossing ad and lowered the transparency, and I really liked the texture it gave it, so I feel like I've been doing that more lately. Next is a spread for Jaehyun's birthday. Jaehyun was born on Valentine's Day, of course, so I used this Kit Kat wrapper that I found on Pinterest, and it's specifically one for Valentine's Day. I think it says best friends, which is really cute. And also I used this Hello Kitty letter. Actually, it's not really Hello Kitty, it's just Sanrio in general. And it's a really cute envelope. It looks like the way it closes, like how it tabs in, that it's a little heart. And of course I used my new Hello Kitty jelly stickers. They're just so cute. I used Hello Kitty and Mimi and, oh my gosh, what's her name? What's their bunny friend's name? Oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank. I can't remember right now. And also NCT had a collaboration with Sanrio, so I used, maybe this is a postcard design. I can't remember all the different merchandise came out, but Jaehyun's character is Pom Pom Purine. I really like Pom Pom Purine too, and I just thought the yellow was really springy and happy, even though it's not spring. But I feel like yellow is a happy color, and Jaehyun makes me happy. And last but not least, we have the spread I made for Younghee's birthday. I very specifically wanted to use some Pochako stickers and also something of Kogimun because those are two of the Sanrio characters that fans compare him to. But you know me, if I'm gonna use one of my faves, I might as well just use all of them. So of course I also added this cute little artwork of Mappu and his friends. They're eating little cakes. Actually, they kind of look like canelés. Is that how you pronounce that? I can't get over how cute this is. It actually makes me want to cry. It's so cute. And also, I wanted to make the memo note look like I'd written on it with a Posca marker. So I used a marker pen in Sketchbook to write "It's Our Dear Younghee Day" because that was the hashtag for his birthday this year. And I honestly think it worked out well. Like, it does kind of look like it was written with a real marker. So that's maybe something I'll incorporate more in future spreads because I really think it turned out well. So that's everything I made. Those are all the spreads I have to share with you this time. Thank you so much for watching this video, especially if you watched until the end. Thank you for all of the nice comments, and thank you for subscribing. I hope I'll see you again really soon. Until then, bye everyone.